Welcome to the channel and welcome to this 2000 point open play game between Chaos Space Marines and Space Marines. Today on the channel, the Chaos Space Marines of the Red Corsairs are murder death killing their way across this planet, and my Space Marine army, known as the 13th, are here to push them back. Local guard forces and BDF are engaged all across this battle grid, and the Red Corsairs have broken through into the compound in the distance and taken hold of the orbital arrays. Most of the warband are there, busily shooting spaceships up above. And then the 13th will be deploying on this side and making their way in to try and break them out of the encampment, essentially, and take the orbital batteries back. So what we've got is we've got two objectives down on this side of the battle grid, here, and two objectives on that side of the battle grid. Now I need to control those objectives over there, 1-2 points, simple. My opponent needs to control these two objectives over here. I can't control these ones. I can prevent my opponent from scoring these ones. I could stay here, stay encamped on that and hold that and make sure he doesn't get that. Stay on that, encamp there, make sure he doesn't get that, and then no one scores any points. He doesn't get any points for taking the objectives. I don't get any points for taking those objectives because I won't be over there. But the only way to win the game will be to get to the opponent's side of the battle grid. Essentially, I want to push through, push them back, and the forces of the Red Corsairs want to come this way and push the 13th back, prevent them from thrusting through and taking the orbital array in the distance. What we've got as well is some lovely terrain from foregroundpublishing.co.uk, this industrial sector here, and then some stuff spread on the table from gamemat.eu. This stuff is from Red Dragon Gaming, the swampy things. The battle mat is from gamemat.eu, and we've got lots of different types of terrain all over the place. Essentially, there's lots of light cover that you can see everywhere. Every single piece of terrain we're going to call a light cover to make it simple. And then difficult ground that slows you down when you go over it are obviously barricades and fuel pipes and things like that. Now, if we called all of this difficult ground and all of that difficult ground and all of that difficult ground, then this battle grid would slow down considerably, because difficult ground slows you down by 2 inches every time you go through it. I got a bit happy. I was spraying stones around all over the place and covered up a large portion of this battle grid. So what we're going to do is only the swampy areas. You can clamber through this bit around the edge and you'll still be in light cover. The swamp will be in light cover. Both sides are in light cover because guys will be hiding behind rocks. They're not stood up like represented by the models. They're actually using the cover that they see. But if you go through the swampy area, you will slow down by 2 inches. If you clamber over barricades, you will, or if you have to slow down to step over barricades because you're a big stompy robot, then you will slow down by 2 inches. That means this whole battle grid won't slow us down too much. Otherwise, it's going to get a little bit silly. So that's how that works. Lots of light cover all over the place. Some difficult ground all over the place. And welcome to the channel for the first time. Crom, say hi, Crom.
Hi, Crom.
Thanks for coming down.
No, it's welcome.
Can I link the video that you did about Palentius Mole below?
Sure.
Well, it's my script, but then you did the chatty thing for it, so that was glorious. Thank you for doing that.
No, pleasure.
No, it's one of my story times.
The remaster will be out in 5 years or so.
I hope so. And so thank you for coming all the way down from Liverpool?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Birkenhead.
I have no idea where that is.
Probably for the best.
Right, so you were telling me you're a DM for a living.
Oh, I just told you not to say.
A GM yes. For a living.
Yeah, run the little games for people.
Games master.
Yes.
You can actually do that as a job.
Barely. Wouldn't recommend it.
How many campaigns are you games mastering right now?
Currently only 3, but it used to be 7.
7?
Yeah.
At a time?
Yeah.
For a... wow.
Yeah, that's why I told you it was exhausting.
Yeah, I know, that's just... I mean, I used to do a lot of GMing and D&D back in the day, But it's 7 at the same time.
Yeah, I can't recommend it. It was fun in its own way.
It must make your brain ache.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
Just bit of stuff comes out the ears sometimes, you know.
But awesome. Imagine gymming for a living.
It was something I'll never regret, but good fun.
Yeah. Have you actually PC'd some though? Have you been...
Played?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I play all the time.
Yeah.
Still play now.
Yeah. So you play in someone else's thing?
Yes, you can't play with yourself, sadly.
No. Well, you can, but...
However much I try, it just doesn't work out.
Okay. So, we're set up for this 2,000 point narrative game. Forces of Chaos coming this way. I'm going that way. No Slay the Warlord First Blood, anything like that. We're trying to keep it simple. This is actually your first game of 9th edition as well, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's why one of the reasons why we're trying to keep it simple. Yeah, that's it. Let's go have a look at these armies. This is my Space Marine force. It's a single battalion, which means I get 12 command points to play with. And I'm going to be using the Scions of Guilliman Chapter Tactic Ultramarines today, keeping it very simple. Even though I haven't got an incredible amount of shooting, because Ultramarines allow you to fall back and shoot. I do have 12 command points, and taken to the field will be Brother Captain Sol Garrow. He's got the Imperium Sword Warlord trait, so he gets +1 strength and attack when he charges, and he's got the Burning Blade. The Burning Blade is strength 7, but if he charges or gets charged, that gets up to strength 8, which is quite nasty. And then there's a Librarian run around with him with Null Zone and Veil of Time. I think Veil of Time is the one that allows you to reroll charges. Anyway, that's the one he's got. We are besieged by massive demon engines, which you're going to see in a second. So the scout squads are pushing up the flanks to spot the big demon engines in the distance. And the first company are deploying in mass. I've got one large unit of 10 Hammonators and a unit of 5 standard Terminators with Stormbolters, Power Fists, except for the Sergeant there. And they're going to be rocking inside Rhino. Thumping out of a drop pod in the distance would have been a Thunderfire Cannon and a Mortis Contemptor Dreadnought. And they're here to lend some fire support, and flying through the sky are 2 Storm Talons with Cyclone Missile Launchers and Assault Cannons. So yeah, combat run here, drop pod assault here, rumbling up with the first company and the rest of the guys. I don't know how he got here. It is a separate drop pod? I don't know. Anyway, some big guns and some first company ready to push back the Red Corsairs. Okay, this is 2,000 points of very scary Red Corsairs with a Demonic Knight detachment. Red Corsairs Battalion gets you up to 15 command points because you get 12.
And then 3 for being courageous.
Red Corsairs. And then you lose 6 for having 3 knights.
3 big boys.
And then you've spent another CP on Soulforged Pack.
Yes, which is on the super heavy detachments.
Yes, which you can't do on grand tournaments, but you can do in match play in 8th.
Apparently.
And the Soulforged Pack basically doesn't give you anything, but it allows you to spend CP on other things. So there's a CP, for example, for Soulforged Pack, which you can spend on, and it allows you to advance and charge.
Effectively, it gives me, for a stratagem, the Legion trait everyone else gets for free.
Yeah, yes, because that's what Red Corsairs do. The Legion trait for Red Corsairs is they can advance and charge.
Exactly.
So they're very quick. And for a CP, chuck it on them, Soldier Pack, they can advance and charge too.
Well, one of them can, but yeah.
Yeah, so who's the Warlord and relics and things like that in your army?
Okay, so our Warlord here is Oblixis.
Yes.
Who is one of the 2 keen eyes sort of keeping a lasso on the demon engines here.
Okay.
And we also have Caraxus, our Lord Discordant.
Yes.
Tech Marine, one of the 3 brothers, keeping an eye on things back there. And Dave.
And Dave.
Yes, Dave.
So Alexis and Dave.
And he's wielding an axe I can't pronounce, which does mortal wounds on a wound roll of 4+.
4+.
And he also has Flames of Spite, which means if he rolls a 6, he does an additional mortal wound.
Nice. Okay.
And since he's Mark O'Corn, gets an extra attack, but he doesn't know any psychic spells.
Yes. So he's very choppy chop.
Very choppy, yes.
And the Lord of Discord, we mustn't forget,
He has
adds +1 to hit for demon engines.
Yeah.
And those are demon engines.
Big bubble. They are big demon engines.
Yeah. So has he got any relics and traits and things like that?
Nothing special, but he does have a Bale Flamer.
He does have a Bale Flamer. Okay. And then you've got 3 units of just
regular old Chaos Space Marines.
Okay.
Nothing special. Literally just bolt guns. Some of them have chainsaws and stuff, but it's all bolt guns. Just use your imagination.
And then triple Catan Ravagers.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen these before, they're essentially like Imperial Knights, but instead of 24 wounds, they've got 22 wounds.
22, yes.
And because they're demon engines, I mean, Imperial Knights have a 5-up invulnerable save to shooting, because these are demons, they have a 5-up invulnerable save to shooting and close combat, but they can't rotate Iron Shield.
See, if you put a demon in it, it's just better.
They've got a really big gun, 8-shot gun, and I think it's -2 damage every single time.
Yep.
They typically would be hitting on 3s, but with a Disco Lord nearby, hitting on 4s.
2s.
2, sorry. Yeah, the other way. 3s to 2s, not 3s to 4s.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty bad unit, you know.
And they've got a really smashy axe. So they've only got 4 attacks, but they get +1 for Hateful Assault, +1 for Corn, which gets them up to 6 attacks.
I don't think Corn does much for them.
No?
No, there's a 5 base and then 1 for Hateful Assault.
5 base and 1 for Hateful Assault. All right, fine. Yeah, so 6 attacks. I knew it was 6. Or they can end up with many attacks. It's like...
Or they can do 18.
Yes. Or they could do many attacks instead, because they get 3 attacks for every single one of their attacks.
Yeah, they do strong attack.
Yeah, their 6 attacks is strength 20. Strength 20 on full thingy bob.
That's not to worry about.
And then their 18 attacks is strength 10. Basically, they're absolutely brutal. If you fail a save, they will kill you. Oh, and those 6 attacks at strength 20 are a flat 6 damage as well.
AP4, yeah.
AP4 flat 6 damage. They will crump stuff. So you don't necessarily want these guys in an assault with you. And now they can assault and charge by spending their CP with assault. Basically, these things are going to be running up the table as fast as possible to try and mush me.
You can also Demon Forge.
Yes, you can also Demon Forge them for a CP. So reroll hits and reroll wounds.
Extra naughty.
But you've only got 8 command points to play with. And it is, at the end of the day, about trying to control these objectives. So essentially, I think the Red Corsairs tactic will be to try and destroy my entire army. And if they don't destroy my entire army, maybe the 13th will be able to squeak a win.
Look,
maybe.
As far as I'm concerned, this is a weapons test. We're going to test the weapons.
These weapons?
Yes. We're going to see just how many Space Marines they can turn into jam.
Quite well, okay, let's find out. Right, we've deployed for this 2,000 point open play game, narrative game. I've put my Terminators in reserve along with Brother Captain Solgara over the deep strike on the battle grid, and I've combat squadded them, so they come down as 2 separate units. And I've put my Storm Talons in strategic reserve, so they'll be able to come on, well, when aircraft arrive from strategic reserve, you can basically put them anywhere on the battle grid, but they won't be coming on until turn 2. And I've also put a teleport homer down here, which will disappear if any enemy units get within 9 inches of it, because there's an objective I need to defend. And over here, because there's that objective I need to defend, right at the back of the battle grid. The idea is you can teleport within 6 inches of the homer, for example, and then smash anything that might potentially be holding that. And then I've tried to be as tactical as I can, putting some scouts outside of my deployment right up there, trying to pull the enemy towards them, and they have to deal with them, otherwise they'll run round and get on the objective, which I believe is under that one, or under that one. Which one is the objective under?
It's a mystery.
It's under one of those. So they have to be dealt with. And then some scouts way up here on this side. The Terminators are in the Land Raider, Librarian with the 3rd unit of scouts over here, ready to null zone stuff, and the Tech Marine ready to heal the Mortis Contemptor Dreadnought with the Thunderfire Cannon as well over here. 3 knights down this side, which is why Land Raider over here. I don't want to be smacked by it straight away.
As far away as he can.
Bravely, but yeah, exactly. And there's your Disco Lord ready to buff all 3 of them, but you've spread them out a little bit. The Demon Prince is called...
that's a Blixus.
A Blixus, and then we have some Red Corsairs up here. Where are the other 2 units of Red Corsairs? Oh, there's one back here, along with Dave.
They're hiding with Dave.
Oh, they're both here?
Yes.
No, there's one unit. Where's the other unit?
Behind there. There's some people in the gantry.
Oh, down there?
Yeah.
Okay, right, okay.
Look, we've seen a bunch of las cannons rolling up. They've got him covered.
Nice,
Let the big guys deal with it.
Yeah, well, the las cannons are definitely going to be focused on the big guys. So, it's 9th edition, so now we need to roll off to see who goes first. After you, sir. Good luck. 2. You rolled a 2. I rolled a 1. Yes. You can choose whether you go first or second. You can choose second if you want.
You know, I think I'll go first.
Okay, it's Red Corsairs, turn 1. The Red Corsairs have the advantage and leap forward in the movement phase. Dave and his little team of men stay in cover around there. And on the right flank, we have a Demon Prince and Saitan advancing. Remember, with Red Corsairs, they can advance and charge. We also did a bit of shooting. Some of the Red Corsairs back there took some shots at the scouts ducking behind the wall, cowering below the might of the Demon Prince, but no wounds were done. This thing can't fire because it advanced. The Disco Lord is out of range. We're on to these two Khitans. Khitan Ravager. So which one's shooting at the Thunderfire?
This one.
That one's going to shoot at the Thunderfire. Yep, 2 set.
Okay, so all but one.
Yep, and it's Strength 8 versus Toughness 6, so you're wounding on 3s. And this is AP -2, 2 damage. Thunderfire Cannon has a 4-up save, so I need to make, well, it has a 2-up save, so I need to make a chunk of 4s. I make, oh, that's pretty good. It only takes 2 damage, it's got 2 left. So because the T-Fire's still got 2 wounds left, Saitan number 2, Khitan number 2 is firing at the T-Fire on 2s. Everything hits this time. 3s to wound. Oh, not so good in the wounding. We've got 4 wounds.
5.
It's 3s to wound, sorry. 3s to wound.
I never saw that count.
4-up saves. It's still alive. And in fact, that is the end of the Red Corsairs shooting phase. Now we have some charges. I'm not going to overwatch, and the Demon Prince will automatically be in. The Demon Prince charges the scouts. 7 attacks on the charge. He hits on 2s. Everything hits. There's 2 Death to the False Emperors, so you get 2 more attacks. Okay, so 9 get through.
9 out of 7.
You're using only the Malefic Talon here, which is why all the attacks. So now you're wounding on 3s.
And 4s and 6s do mortal wounds. And that's the axe. Okay,
that's the axe. And
so that's 3 mortal wounds, because the Flames of Spite.
Okay.
And then that.
3 mortal wounds and
2 actual wounds.
5 saves. Is that in addition or?
Yes, in addition.
In addition. So 5 6-up saves. 5 6s. No, scouts are wiped out. And that's the end of Red Corsairs turn 1. Remember, there's no First Blood, Slay the Warlord, Linebreaker, or anything like that here. They just need to control these 2 objectives here, and they're already within charge range of this one. That represents them trying to push the 13th back into the wasteland. So we're going to go on to the 13th turn 1. Just before we do, at the start of the turn, I will be able to heal D3. At the end of the movement phase, I'll be able to heal D3 wounds on the Thunderfire Cannon from the Tech Marine. So I'll put those wounds back on the Tech Marine gun because it is a vehicle. And now we're going to move on to the 13th, turn 2. Turn 1, turn 1. Here we are after the 13th movement phase. Very little, to be fair, just some shuffling with the Land Raider and shuffling with these guys down here. There is nowhere for them to go, the Dreadnought and the Thunderfire Cannon. One is coming one way around the rock formation, the others are coming the other way around the rock formation. Let's face it, their end is nigh. But what we can do is try and throw some pain down into this, a very aggressive word, but Red Corsairs list before they hit us. So we're going to start with the Land Raider, firing everything at this closest Khitan here. Starting off with the heavy bolters, which hit on 3s. And that's 3 hits. I will be wounding their toughness 8, so I will be wounding on 5s. And that's a wound at AP -2 due to the Devastator Doctrine. So 1 5-up save.
5 up. You make it.
You make it, cool. And then we have 4 Las Cannon shots, hitting on 3s. And wounding on 3s. And I'm going to command point reroll that one. That's still only 2 wounds, so 2 more 5-up saves.
2 demon saves. You fails on both.
Would you like to command point either of them?
No, don't listen to Winters.
2d6 damage is 6 damage. The Khitan Ravager has got 16 wounds left. Now spending a command point on Wisdom of the Ancients so that the Dreadnought can reroll hit rolls of 1 and chapter units within 6 inches of him can reroll hit rolls of 1 as well. And he's going to shoot at the same Khitan. He hits on 2s when he isn't injured. Rerolling that 1 due to Wisdom of the Ancients. And he is, the last cannon is a strength 9, so I'm winning on 3s. And that is 3 wounds, 3 5-up saves on the Khitan, sir.
Going right up.
Any command point rerolling?
Not yet.
No. And that does another 6 damage, putting the Khitan on 6 wounds. 10 wounds left, and then the Thunderfire Cannon might as well try and hurt it. I've started, so I'll finish. This is the number of shots, D3 each. 7 shots hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s because of Wisdom of the Ancients. And this is strength 5. So I'm winning on 5s. And that's 2 more wounds at AP -2. So 2 more 5-up saves.
Those them both.
Those them both. It is down to 8 wounds left. And that is the end of my shooting phase. That is the end of Space Marines turn 1. Here we are after the Red Corsairs and Demon Engines movement phase. Brave Dave has jumped forward around here, ready to take on the Terminators in the next turn. The C'tans are kicking their way through the scenery and making their way forward. This thing is reduced. It went down to 8 wounds. It gets a wound back at the start of the turn because it's Hellforged, so it's back to 9. But its movement was slowed because of how injured it was, and it was wading through the swamp. This one as well slowed as it kicked its way through the barricade. These guys, however, not slowed whatsoever, and the teleport beacon has disappeared. What's that?
I've forgotten to advance him.
Oh, you can advance him. He's a Red Corsairs dude, so he goes another 4 inches. It's fine. He comes charging a bit further forward. Now we're going to shoot some guns. So the Disco Lord is going to fire the Bell Flamer at the Contemptor Dreadnought, auto hitting D6 times for 1 time. It'll win a 5.
Hits all, oh yeah, also hits. I wins on a 5.
And I did spend a CP on Duty Eternal. It didn't wound, but I'll reduce all incoming damage on the Contemptor by 1 going forward. So this C'tan here, because it wants to charge the Thunderfire Cannon, can see the scouts all the way down here. So you're firing at them.
So hitting on 3s because he's not next to the
Yes.
guy.
3s to hit.
But he does reroll 1s because he's next to a Demon Prince.
Nice.
He's a Corn Demon.
2s to wound.
Everything wounds.
How many's that? 6.
6.
6 up saves. The scouts, 4 of them die.
So 8 shots from the Sad Saitan.
Yes, the injured one into the Land Raider.
Indeed.
Okay, 2s to hit.
On 2s, no rerolls or anything.
This is strength 8 versus toughness 8.
So wounding on
That's
4s.
the gun. Strength 8 -2, 2 damage.
Wounding on 4s.
Yes.
4.
3 wounds. At -2 means I need to make 4-up saves. I make 2 of them. The Land Raider's got 14 wounds left. Do you know what you do with the last one?
Yes, he's going to try and pick on this guy.
On the
Contemptor.
Contemptor. Okay, 8 shots coming into the Contemptor, 2s to hit.
Hit on 2s. Those 2 miss.
You rolled 2 ones.
I did
And this
do
is
that.
strength 8 versus toughness 7. So you are wounding on 3s now.
Oh dear.
And that is 3 wounds, -2, so I need to make 5s. I make 2 5s.
Could you stop?
That would be, no, not at all. That would be 2 damage, but it's reduced to 1 damage because of Duty Eternal. So we have injuries across the line. The Land Raider, the Scouts, the Contemptor, all getting hit. And that's the end of the shooting phase. The guns of the Red Corsairs fall silent. We have a charge coming up. 6-inch charge into the Thunderfire Cannon here from the
That's a
C'tan.
12.
That's a 12. He is definitely in.
And Prince will try and join in if he
Yep.
gets fit, but I don't know if he can. He'll be in the way.
Well, we'll find out.
That's
And that's a 3 anyway.
He's not going anywhere.
Okay, so the C'tan Ravager is doing the big smash attack on the Thunderfire Cannon. You spent a CP on Demon Forge.
Yeah, it's just
3.
Look, this thing's withered 2/3 of shooting pretty much. So
You'll kill it. You'll kill it.
Okay, so
3s to hit.
hit on 3s, rolling 1s.
Yes.
Okay.
Strength 20.
Strength 20. Wounded on
Toughness
2,
6.
and he rerolls that. Okay, they're AP4.
AP -4. So T-Fire Cannon actually has a 2-up save. So if I make 5 6s,
I will scream.
I don't make any.
No.
And each of these does 6 damage.
Yes,
So
it's
you just
30
did
damage.
30 damage to a Thunderfire. I think it's been wiped out.
Oh, just about.
Do you want to consolidate into the tech?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay, so he gets to punch you back now.
that's fine.
Tech Marine Gunner has 3 attacks plus 1 for Shock Assault. Here's his normal attacks on 3s, 1 hit, and 6s. Doesn't do anything. And then he can only make 1 attack per servo arm, and he's got 2 of them. But these are unwieldy, so he needs 4s to hit. They both hit. Here's strength 8. I do wound. It's minus a lot 3 damage, so you need to make a 5.
Nope.
You don't. I do chip 3 damage off of this bad boy.
Down to 19.
And that is the end of Red Corsairs turn 2. These scouts down here need to make a leadership test because I lost 4 models, but they managed to hold. And yes, end of Red Corsairs turn 2. We have a C'tan rampaging through the lines already. 2 in a very commanding position in the middle of the battle grid. Now the the question I have to ask is, do I bring the Terminators on now and my Storm Talons on now? Or do I wait? I don't know. I mean, this one's on 9 wounds left.
You're going to leave your brothers to die?
So, no, I'm not going to leave. They're going to come on. They might be finishing up their tea.
Oh, okay.
And dunking biscuits and things like that.
Is there like a tea slot on the Terminator?
I'm hoping, you see, what I could do is kill one of them before they come on. Hopefully.
Well, if you have a round like last round, you definitely can.
So let's try that in Space Marines turn 2. Here we are after my movement phase. The Storm Talons zip onto the battle grid in order to provide hair supports, but the Terminators are staying off for now. The Land Raider continues to trundle cautiously forward. And the Tech Marine Gunners heal the 1 wound back on the Condemptor. Simple. Now, the Librarian will try and smite the Disco Lord. And pass. And this will do D3 mortal wounds. That's 3. And then I'm also going to do Null Zone, which passes. Shooting phase. Using Ultramarines chapter tactics, I can fall back and shoot. So I'm going to shoot the Plasma Cutter at him, and I'm going to overcook it. And he hits. And it doesn't wound. And the Flamer hits 3 times, but I need 6s. And it doesn't wound. Now the Contemptor Dreadnought is going to fire all of its guns in at this Catan one more time, and I'm spending a CP on Wisdom of the Ancients. So I'm hitting on 2s and re-rolling 1s, and I'm going to be wounding on 3s, and I wound every single time. Need to make 4 5-up saves. That one's only on 9 wounds remaining.
There you go, 2 out of 4.
Do you want to CP any of the other ones?
No, not sure. That's a lot.
That's pretty cocked. You can re-roll that.
Sure.
Okay, so only 1 gets through, and it does 3 damage. So the Land Raider is going to have to do it. All guns to bear, bringing on the Catan here on 6 wounds left. Here's the last cannons. Only 2 hit. But both of them wound. 2 5-up invulnerable saves on the Catan Ravager. You make 1. 6 wounds left. It's got 1 wound left.
You could spend a command.
So, no, that's fine, because I've got 6 twin heavy bottle shots coming in on 3s. I hit 4 times. I just need a couple of 5s here. There's 1 5. If you could roll a 4, less than a 4, I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. You've already done a command point reroll.
And they do explode.
Okay.
Let's say on a 6. No.
It doesn't explode, and the first Demon engine is brought down. Then we move further into the shooting phase. Some plinky stuff from Scouts and Librarian didn't do anything. Now we're going to unload everything from Talon number 1 into Disco Lord. Here's the twin assault cannons. I have strafing run. It's a ground target, so I'm hitting on 2s. Strength 6 versus toughness 6. I'm wounding on 4s, and I get 2 wounds. AP minus 1.
So 4-ups, he's fine.
He's fine. 2 Cyclone Missile Launcher on 2s. Strength 8, toughness 6. 2 wounds at minus 2.
Demon save.
2 4-ups, because he has a 2-up normally, right?
Oh, you're right, so he's okay.
He's absolutely fine. He takes all the firepower from 1 Storm Talon and just laughs maniacally. I think that's what they sound like, right?
Exactly what they sound like.
Right, okay, so Storm Talon number 2 is going to fire everything into him as well. 2s to hit with his assault cannon. 11 hits. 4s to wound with the assault cannon, which goes bzzz. That was 3 wounds as well.
Hey, it's more than last
3
time.
3-up saves. I've scratched him. He takes another wound, and if he bleeds, we can kill it. He's on 8 wounds left. Cyclone Missile Launcher. Both rounds stump home. 3s to wound. Both of them wound. 2 4-up saves.
2 4-ups.
And you make 1. He's got 8 wounds left, and he loses another 3. He's got 5 wounds left. Right, so that's the end of my shooting phase. I've taken one of these massive demons down. Remember, they're going to be healing. This thing that was injured will heal another wound. The Disco Lords heal a wound as well.
They do.
They do. So
we're
he'll
healing
be
on.
back up to 6. This one will be back up to 17 or something, or 18.
Back up to 20.
Back up to 20. And let's face it, these guys are not long for this world. But maybe I can do some sneaking round the left flank. Well, let's find out as we go on to Red Corsairs. Turn 3. Right, here we are after the Red Corsairs movement phase. The plan was to try and pull them all down in this general direction so I could sneak around the left flank here. However, because this demon can advance and charge, he's going to go in. This thing just moved straight up there. He's going to go. They're dead. They're dead. And because Crom saw that they were definitely dead, he decided to bring everything else over here and block the left thrust as well. Red Corsairs can advance and charge. There's Disco Lord about to go in against the 2 scouts and Librarian. Dave advanced, jumped his way all the way over there.
Look, he's been waiting a long time for this.
He's going to go flying in.
This is his day, and he may get killed by scouts.
He's a new guy, right?
Brand new, Dave, yeah.
Brand new model syndrome. This thing advanced, so it's not firing its heavy gun, but he can charge if you spend that CP on Soulforged pack, I think it's called. And then he can advance and charge.
Surge or something.
Demonic Surge, yes.
I may end up doing that, did you know?
Yeah. So, shooting phase. Bale Flamer into Scouts, I think you said, and then charge the Libby.
Yeah.
Okay, so D6 auto hits on the Scoutser.
Burn some Scouts.
And that's 6 auto hits. Which wound on 3s.
Burn some Scouts. Oh.
You wound 4 times.
AP 2, damage 2.
Yeah, I need to make some 6s. I don't make any 6s, the Scouts are dead.
Sky Pigeon.
This one firing up at the Talon. It's going to be hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s because, of course, I'm flying through the sky. And winning on 3s. So that was 6 hits.
6 hits.
It wounds only twice. I need to make 5 up saves. I failed them both. That takes 4 damage. It's down to 6 left. Right, that's the end of the shooting phase. Now we're on to the charge phase. Disco Lord hit the Librarian. Kaitan Ravager hit the Contemptor. This thing hit the... Basically charges everywhere. Dave into the Scouts. And this thing is going to charge the Land Raider. You just reminded me of Overwatch, and yes, I will. I think I need to get some wounds into it while I can.
Perhaps not done that.
No, you perhaps shouldn't, but I'm going to try and hit you with some las cannons. On 6s,
Ooh.
no. Oh, there's 1, look. And it doesn't wound.
Yay.
I think I might see... If I CP reroll that, that's 2 CP... Oh, yes, let's CP reroll that. I wound you. 5 up, demon save.
No.
This does D6 damage. Thanks for reminding me about this.
You're welcome.
That's really, really cocked. That's 4 damage.
Okay.
How many wounds is he down to? 18 wounds. Now, interestingly enough, this is a 6-inch charge because he's going to be stumbling over some rubble as he makes his way in. So good luck, sir.
Obviously, yeah, the Soulforged pack stratagem for that.
Yeah.
6 inch. He's in.
He's in. Right, we're starting off here in the fight phase with the Disco Lord with his Impaler Chain Glaive hitting my Librarian. 5 attacks due to Hateful Assault, hitting on 2.
Hit on toes.
He hits 4 times. This is strength 6, so you're wounding on 3s. And you wound 3 times. -2, right?
Indeed.
-2, 2 damage. The Librarian's dead before you do all the other gazillion attacks.
With the evil virus.
No, you don't. No evil virus. He dies. And that's him done. Do I pay to interrupt with my and hurt your demon a little bit? I think I should. Yeah, let's hit the demon with a normal punchy attack. 1 hit, doesn't wound. And then the bit that I need to hit with. This won't kill it, but hopefully I can weaken it. 2 servo arms on 4s, only 1 hit. I'll wound on a 3. It wounds. You have a 5 up demon save. Which you make. Otherwise that would have done a flat 3 damage. So the demon's going to strike back with his malefic talon.
No,
He's keeping his...
We're going to use the fancy
You're going to use the
time.
axe this
The
time.
Uller Koa, whatever it's called.
Okay, alright.
So basically he does mortal wounds if he wounds properly. So,
right.
So hits on 2s. Wow.
Reroll 1s.
And he does have Death to the False Emperor.
Okay, so that's 2 more attacks there.
Everything hits.
Okay.
Right, and then it's only strength 4.
Right. Does it say strength 4? Because he's a strength 7 or something.
Yeah, but the axe is strength 4. But if I roll 4s, it does mortal wounds. And if I roll 6s, it does mortal wounds.
Okay.
So
the 4s are mortal wounds.
So mortal wound.
Yes.
Mortal wound.
Okay. Yeah. He's dead. Mega Smash. Katana Ravager.
Hit on 3s, everything hits.
Yes.
No Death to the False Emperor for this
Strength
one.
20.
Wounding on 2s.
I believe so.
This was strange.
5 wounds.
AP.
5 up invulnerable saves. Now this does a flat 6 damage.
Yeah.
So I need to make 4 5 pluses to stay alive.
You did it before.
And I don't. I make... You see, I could do that, but that will put me down to 3 command points and it's still alive. And then what is it going to do?
He is Ultramarines.
What is it going to... Yeah, but I can't... You know, you'll just
Fall back this way
consolidate.
and shoot him in the face.
Yeah, but at the end of the combat, what I would do if I were you is I'd consolidate like that and then you could stop me getting out of combat,
Well,
and then I'm shooting into
He's not
combat.
smart, though. He's a big scary demon.
But and then I'm shooting, and then I'll probably be hitting you on.
Just
No.
to save your venerable brother.
Okay, on a 5-up. I don't save my venerable brother. He blows up on a 6. He doesn't blow up, and you wipe out the Mortis Contemptor. Consolidation over here. Now where are we going? Scouts or Catan Ravager number 2,
So.
sir?
We'll do Kaitan because I can remember how many hits he had.
Okay.
It's 6, I think.
With the big axe of doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do the little tap dance axe if you prefer.
I'd rather, well, I think either way it's a foregone conclusion.
So, big smash.
Only 4
He
hits.
does reroll because of Dave.
Oh. Okay, 6 hits.
That's how I say you laugh at Dave, but he knows what he's doing.
Strength 20.
Only 4.
AP minus 4.
Yeah.
That is a 2-up save. So I need to make 6s. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A couple of 6s. It's got 14 wounds left. Each of these doing 6 damage.
These make 2 of these.
I make 2 of them.
And he does it!
The
It's on
Land
2
Raider's
wounds
life.
left!
It manages to take the assault from a Catan. Who'd have thunk it?
Dave over 6.
Dave, 6 attacks. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. There's the death to the False Emperor. Here's a dice, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, and you can re-roll that. He gets 7 hits through. He will wound on 4s.
Yeah, just a regular
Yeah.
guy. No rules any of that.
New model. Choppy chop chop. 3 wounds come through. 3 4-up saves. So Chaos Lord killed a scout.
He killed that scout real good though.
Not great for his first outing.
I think he spent too long in that. Cut one arm off.
I'm gonna punch back on 3s. Oh, look at that! Everything hit and forced a wound.
Dave, what are you doing?
I do 6 wounds to Dave. He needs to make 6 3-up saves.
Oh dear.
Oh, Dave gets Has he got 5 wounds?
I think he
That
does.
was 4 wounds.
I think he's nearly dead.
So I think he's got 1 wound left. So Dave is still alive on 1 wound left. That wasn't great for his first outing. The Land Raider tried to headbutt the Catan Ravager and didn't do any damage whatsoever. And that is the end of Red Corsairs turn 3.
Scouts?
I hope so.
Oh,
But you get to fight first, so we'll see.
Actually, I'm going to use that 3 CP stratagem that lets Corn Infantry fight again.
Yeah?
Because this is pathetic.
Okay, Dave's going to have another go. Round 2.
So it's
Spending another CP as well.
so 4
for
CP
veterans.
to try and redeem Dave.
Yes.
So one death to the correct
False
and
Emperor.
or false emperor.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
8. And now he's wounded on 3s.
Yes, because of veterans. Which
Much better.
So that's okay. That's 6 wounds. You just need these scouts to fail a lot of wounds. I don't fail any wounds. Dave versus scouts fighting twice. Scouts win that combat, I should think.
This is humiliating.
But Dave is never going to live it down when he returns to the
Right, Dave, you
battle
shouldn't have
mode.
shown up today.
Right, that is the end of Red Corsairs turn 3. Remember, it's all about scoring these objectives, and you're on that one. And you just need to jump back to that one. But in turn 3, my Terminators will teleport on to this battle. Here we are after the movement phase. The Land Raider reversed a tiny fraction, and I broke out of close combat with Dave as well. The idea is death by firing squad for Dave. He failed his legion. He must die.
He's not the best.
He came charging into these scouts. They beat him back, and while he stumbled and down onto one knee, they'll unload bolt rounds into him using the Ultramarine tactics. -1 to hit. Terminators got out. They will charge. And Brother Captain Sol, Garrow, and some more Terminators are over there, and the Hammonators over there. Essentially, if I score these 2 objectives, then you have to score both of these 2 objectives in order to at least draw this game.
So march to your death. That's what's happening.
No, near. So all I need to do is kill a couple of the things down here. And I figure if I kill this Demon Prince, then the Catan Ravager has to go back round there to score that objective. And it'll pull him away from the fight.
If you kill the prince, he's lost his shepherd and he's just going to go for the big thing.
Then if you just come around here for the big thing, then you're going to be on 1 objective. And then hopefully I hold 2 and I win. Because the plan is you're pushing through this way, I'm pushing through that way. So it's about scoring these objectives at the end of the game, and I've only got a couple more turns to do it. So with that in mind, let's fire everything from Storm Talon number 1 into Demon Prince. 2 Cyclone missile launchers. 1 hit. And it wings. You need a 5-up demon save. The tactical doctrine is now in effect.
No.
D6 damage. For only 2. Assault cannon on 3s because you don't have the fly keyword.
He
does have the fly keyword, sorry. He's not a ground target. Strength 6, toughness 6. 4s to... Oh, that's pretty good. Look at that.
That's pretty bad.
That many 4-up saves. 8 4-up saves.
8.
The demon has 6 wounds left. And then there'll be another talon unloading in. AP -1, so 4-ups.
So 4-ups. I think he's dead.
He's dead.
Actually,
He's dead.
if I command point, is he on 1 wound?
If you command point it, he'll be down to 6 wounds, and he is on 6 wounds, so he's dead anyway. Now we've got troops up here which have objectives secured and could potentially jump down onto that objective. The Terminators are going to charge after the other squad here. So I need to clear away some of these troops. So the assault cannon number 2, the talon number 2 is going to fire at them, and the missile launchers are going to go back at the Disco Lord. These are a ground target, so I will be hitting on 2s with twin assault cannons. And it's strength 6, I will be wounding on 3s. But you are in light cover, so -1/+1. So 5 3-up saves. And 2 get taken out. And then the missile launcher thumps into the Disco Lord twice and wounds him on 3s. Wounds him only once. 4-up save. And he makes that save. That Disco Lord is proving to be unkillable.
Yeah, good job, Carol.
So what I will do is I will spend a CP on Fury of the First and fire everything from the Terminators into the Disco Lord. 20 shots, my Stormbolters are now hitting on 2s. Strength 4, toughness 6, wounding on 5s, and with the tactical doctrine in effect, they're AP -1. So only 4 wounds, 4 3-up saves on the Disco Lord.
Takes 1.
Just 1. He's proving unkillable. So the Land Raider will pivot and put everything into the Disco Lord, but because I fell back, this is -1 to hit. I'm hitting on 6s with las cannons. Just one of these. Just one of these. Just one of these gets through.
That's alright, I won't win.
3s to wound.
6.
Damn it! Do I command point that? I'll be down to 2. Yes, I do. Yay! 5-up invulnerable save.
Demon save. I'm going to command point that.
I would. Then the heavy bolters fired in and missed. Right, now it's time to execute your...
Maybe, he could join your team.
No, we don't want him in our team. He smells.
Look, he's so powerful. Why wouldn't you want him?
4s to hit with bolt guns. And 4s to wound with bolt guns. Death by firing squad. 3 wounds at AP -1. Dave has to make 3 4-up saves.
So then 1 at a time for dramatic effect.
If you want to.
He's probably down on the first one.
No.
Passes 1.
Yes.
Dave is dead.
Well, he will be dropped to his knees as a casualty and then his jetpack and fly off, right?
Maybe you shoot like a fuel line, he just goes, whee!
Yeah, he's gone. He's like, no, I'm out of here. He came to this battle, he jumped over, he assaulted a unit of scouts.
I killed 1.
And took 1 down.
I spent 4 command points on it.
They beat the crap out of him and turned around and shot him in the kneecaps. That is... Oh, no, I've got some more shots.
What do you do?
Brother Captain Solgaro is going to unload his Stormbolter at these guys. On 2s. And I reroll 1s. And he wounds on 4s. And I wound once. 1 4-up save because of the tactical doctrine. And they make it. And that is the end of my shooting phase. Now I'm going to charge. Hammonators are going to charge Catan. Would you like to overwatch?
Sure.
Okay. 8 shots coming in hot. You got 3 6s. This is going to sting a little bit.
Wounded on 2.
2s to wound. 2 wounds, 2 3-up invulnerable saves. And we make it. And now it is a 9-inch charge. They're in. Brother Captain Solgaro, on the other hand, is going to try and hit these red corsairs. He needs a 9. And that's a 9. Then these Terminators are also going to try and charge the Catan. That's only a 4-inch charge because of the barrel. Actually, we just need to be within 2. You have to be on what, so long as you're touching the barricade, eek, in 9th edition, like that. If you're within 2 inches of an enemy model on the other side, you're considered to be engaged. So they're engaged. I've made every charge so far. Just 1 more charge to make. Hammonators charging through the gantries down into this unit of red corsairs here. they do fail their charge. So I'm aware that Crom can pay to interrupt, so I'm going to start with the Hammonators, because they could potentially do... Actually, I won't. I'll start with that squad, because if I start with them, then if you pay to interrupt, you'll hit them. But if I fight with them first, then you might pay to interrupt to hit them because they haven't struck and they have a 3-up invulnerable save. So let's do it that way around, and let's spend a command point on Fury of the Firsts, so the normal Terminators are hitting on 3s with their Power Fists instead of hitting on 2s. This number of Power Fist attacks, and that's really bad. 5 hits. Just 5.
I like that.
3 wounds, however. 3 5-up invulnerable saves on this big beast of doom. You make 1. 2d3 damage for 4 damage. And then the power sword. I know he's got an extra attack because he's a sergeant. Hits 3 times. And doesn't wound. So you are paying to interrupt and also spending a point on Demon Forge for rerolling hits, rerolling wounds. Now I'd love to put spend 2 CP on Transhuman Physiology on these guys, but I don't have enough left. So you're doing the sweep attack and smashing into the Hammonators.
Many hits.
On 3s and reroll all failed hits due to Demon Forge. Another one there. Because this is 18 attacks.
It's a few.
And that stings. Base strength of 10.
Yeah.
2s to win. And re-rolling the 1s because of Demon Forge.
Everything. Just failed wounds and hits, Demon Forge. Or was it 2 there? I forgot to reroll.
No, the 2 wounds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. 13 wounds.
13 3-up invulnerable saves. And each of these failed save does d3 damage. And there's 5. So let's spend my last CP on rerolling that. It doesn't help. So d3 at a time, 1 at a time, sir.
D3.
He's alive.
So that's 1 dead Terminator?
Yep.
1 dead Terminator?
Yeah.
1 dead Terminator? Ooh. And 1 dead Terminator.
So 1 is left alive, and then he gets to strike you. It looks like this. 4 attacks on the charge because he's the sergeant. He gets 1 hit.
Hey.
And he doesn't wound. He's covered in the blood of his friends. Then the last assault is over here. Brother Captain Solgaro has 6 attacks on the charge with Imperium Sword. He hits on 2s, and he rerolls 1s. And it's AP, it's strength 8, because it's normally strength 7 with the Burning Blade, but plus 1 strength on the charge. So this is strength 8, so he wounds on 2s. And they're AP minus 5. He kills 4. It looks like this. After consolidation, then the sergeant punches back and doesn't even manage to dent the Terminator armor. Then we have a leadership test to make here. And he holds, and we have a leadership test to make on my Terminators over there. And they lost 4 plus 5 is 9. Their leadership is 9. That is the sergeant there. So he holds as well. And that is the end of Space Marines turn 3. That assault could have gone much, much better. Your Catan is still on 18 wounds.
19 in the second.
19 wounds in the second, but I have killed the Demon Prince. So there are 3 units that could potentially smash through my lines, 3 Demon Engines, and score these objectives at the end of the battle. However, again, I need to keep my units alive up in the Chaos Space Marines deployment zone so I can score them as well. So it's about to get tactical as we head on to turn 4. Here we are after the Chaos Space Marines movement phase. The Disco Lord moves round to engage the Terminators and the Scouts, and this Khitan Ravager stays in close combat while this one makes his way up to deal with the Terminators over there. This brave fellow with his 2 pistols falls out of combat for Brother Captain Solgaro, and then we went on to the shooting phase. There was some bolt gun fire down at the Terminators and from the second squad, which had moved away from them. But a wound on the Terminators, and a grenade was thrown off the balcony and exploded on the hull of the closest Storm Talon, dropping it down to 5 wounds and bracketing it. So we have pressure back in this table quarter trying to defend that objective. Pressure over in this table quarter over here. Already gunfire and grenade fire erupting. And now this Catan wants to join in and stitch this Storm Talon out of the sky with his big gun of doom. 8 shots.
Just spend a point on Demon Forge.
Demon Forge, okay.
So he rolls all hits and stuff?
Yes.
Right.
So what you do is you hit on 3s, then you do the re-rolls.
We hit on 4s because he's -1.
Well, you don't. You do the re-rolls, then apply the modifier. So that goes to one side, and then you apply the modifiers.
So then on this.
So it's 4 hits.
4 hits, winning on 3s.
Yes. And then you do all the re-rolls. Okay.
3 wounds.
3 wounds. 5 up saves.
It's down.
We have a Storm Talon down. We have a Storm Talon down, which does not explode. Now the Lord Discordant is going to try and flame the scouts. He hits them 3 times. He'll wound them on 3s. And I need to make 6s. I make 1 6. He only burns one of them. And the Catan can also shoot into close combat.
So he's going to shoot at the last remaining Hammernator.
Okay, 8 shots coming in hot. Hitting on 3s. And wounding on 2s. He wounds 4 times. I need to make every single 3 up invulnerable save.
Do it.
Like that. And I live. And I believe that's the end of your shooting phase.
We've run out of gun.
So now we have some charges. Right, so the Disco Lord has charged the Scouts and the Terminators and the tank. Not much I could do about that. I haven't got any command points right now. And his Impaler Chainglaive is going into the Terminators. 5 attacks on the charge.
On 2s. Ooh.
He hits every time, and there's a death to the False Emperor.
Oh, there is. Let me check he hits on 2s. I'm not sure if he does.
Because he's a bit
Oh,
poorly.
no, he does.
He still hits on 2s.
Yep.
Okay, wounding on 3s. Okay, and these are -2.
Yep.
2 damage. So I need to make a bunch of 4s here. He kills all but 1 Terminator.
So
Mecha Tendrils into the Scouts. Both hit.
I only strength to use of these, so that one should wound.
That wounds.
No AP.
I make the save. And the Ichor Injector into the Land Raider.
Technovirus Injector, right. So this is a single thing, and I'm going to have to read it if it hits. But
Okay,
it does hit.
it does hit.
Right, so look, strength 8.
Yes.
Ooh, I might command point that.
Okay, last command point. Do I take D3 mortal wounds anyway?
If I wound.
If you wound.
So I have to wound, so I need a 4 on this.
Okay.
So that's command point.
50-50 chance.
Ah!
You don't wound. And so the Land Raider's still alive.
Well, we've still got flaily limbs,
You've still got flaily limbs.
which is 4 more attacks. But
They're going to Scouts,
not nearly
right?
No, they're going to the big boy.
Oh. Bladed limbs.
So he's just flailing around wildly,
Right.
and these are strength 7.
7. Wounds on 5s. That's a wound.
Ooh, 2 wounds.
AP.
AP is 2.
I make the saves. The Land Raider is fine. And that's the end of charging units.
It is.
So then defenders get to fight first.
Yeah.
So my Hammernator, no, this guy will punch you with his Power Fist. And he hits once. And he doesn't wound the Catan. Now it's your turn to select a model and fight.
So I think we'll do 9 each way with the Zotan.
Okay, so 9 on this guy, 9 on that guy.
Yeah.
I like it. The interesting thing is he's now hitting on 2s. Because the Disco Lord's all the way there.
Yeah, you made it in, but I can't Demon Forge because I
So
wasted my
9 on the Power Fist guy.
9 on the Pathos guy.
2s
Everything hits.
and strength 10.
Strength many.
Huge amount of wounds. A bunch of 5s. No, he's dead. Right. And then the Hammernator guy. 2s.
Butterfingers there.
That's 7 hits. 2s to wound.
6.
6 wounds. Can I make 6 3-up invulnerable saves?
I hope not.
I can.
You can.
I can make 3. In fact, there's, look, a Yahtzee of 6s.
Wow.
I know. And he's the sergeant. So
Yeah.
he'll get to punch him back again. On 4s. I hit you 3 times. And 4s. I wound you 2 times. And you fail a save. And that's a flat 3 damage, hurting the Catan.
You know, the
one more
extra
time.
annoying thing is here.
Yes.
If he kills a vehicle, he can fire like a mortal wounds beam.
Yeah.
And I could have got rid of everything else.
Yeah.
But he fluffed everything.
Yeah. And then the last combat will be the Scouts versus the Disco Lord on 3s, and 5s. And I injure it once, but it does have a 2-up save. And it's fine. And that is the end of the Red Corsairs, turn 4. In turn 5, they need to jump on these objectives or stop me from scoring them. So let's find out what happens as we move on into Space Marines, turn 4. Over here in turn 4, the Scouts and the Land Raider break out of close combat with these Demon engines. And so does the Hammernator. He stands there with his shield, saying, "You shall not pass." Enemies can't move within an inch of an enemy model. He's standing there swinging his hammer around, blocking the gap. He must be shot at before a charge can come all the way through to my warlord, who is going to gun down this last traitor dog. Meanwhile, over here, the Terminators step onto this objective as the Storm Talon races through the skies. And what it's going to do is fire its assault cannon down at these guys. Actually, missile launcher at these guys. Because if there's only one left and they jump down and try and charge some Terminators, they'll die. But if there's 3 left, they might...
Look,
no, assault cannon. Assault cannons these. Yes, what are you thinking?
Well, you know, one could make the difference. I could demon shell, I guess.
You could demon shell.
And then I can kill myself spectacularly.
Can I see your Disco Lord? Let's fire a couple more missiles. One more. That's a great shot, by the way. Down into the Disco Lord. Missiles into him. Assault cannons into the larger squad. Missiles. Only 1 hit.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And it does wound. If you could fail a 4-up save for once, that would be very, very generous of... Yes!
He fails.
He's got 6 wounds left. All I need is a 6. Does the Emperor protect? No, the Emperor definitely doesn't protect. I did get a command point back.
I saw you look
this
at that
time.
command point.
But I'm trying. I need to keep the command point for a 3-up invulnerable save or something like that. So, just 1 damage.
If we kill him, I can shoot Garrow off that.
Just 1 damage. Assault cannons into large Red Corsairs. Blob on 2s and 3s. Yeah.
Oh dear.
There's 1 left. Brother Captain Solgara, meanwhile, shoots that guy over there. Reroll the 1s. And he will wound on 4s. He doesn't wound. I'm going to have to charge him.
Lara Croft's alive.
So let's shoot the Land Raider. Everything at the Disco Lord. 1 more time. Las cannons on 6s because I fell out of combat. 1 hit. Does wound.
Okay.
You make the save again.
Yes.
Then the heavy bolter stumped into the Disco Lord and didn't kill him. The amount of firepower I've thrown into that guy, and he's still here. We had shots from the scouts as well. Yeah, I've done what I can. So this guy in cover over there, he needs to die. It is turn 4. I can charge off that objective and then turn around and charge back onto it. It's 6 inches though, because I'm going through terrain. So let's see if Solgaro can make it in. He can make it in. And he hits on 2s. And he kills on 2s. And he chops that guy up. Now we're going to head on to turn 5. The game will end in turn 5. So the Red Corsairs need to think about jumping on these objectives and stopping the 13th from scoring the objectives in their war zone. The Red Corsairs control that battle grid. We control the battlefield over this side. We're trying to punch through each other's lines. Let's find out what the Chaos Space Marines do in turn 5. So here we are, the very last movement phase for the Red Corsairs, and they have a plan. And their plan is to kill everything. If they kill everything, an automatic maximum victory. If I make some saves here or there, it might be a draw. Or if I make all my saves, I could potentially win. The Disco Lord, the idea is he shoots that Terminator and the Catan Ravager shoots and kills Brother Captain Solgaro. And then charges are made over here.
Yeah.
And I don't score that one, you score this one. Quite simple.
In an ideal world, he's going to shoot down the attack pigeon.
Yes.
And then make an 11-inch charge into those Terminators.
Yes.
And going to kill them all in his turn.
Yeah.
And it's going to work beautifully. And we've got 1 CP for our charge.
And the Red Corsairs have also moved round as well to lend their firepower. So shall we go on to the shooting phase? Where would you like to
I
start?
think we'll start with this Baleflamer, because if this doesn't work, the whole thing falls apart.
Baleflamer into Terminator.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's going to shoot out 5
5
hits.
shots.
Or 5 shots. 5 hits would be nice.
Yeah. 3s to wound.
Ooh.
And if I fail a save of 3 up, the Terminator's removed. The Terminator's removed.
The plan is again.
The Titan Ravager targeting Brother Captain Solgaro. He's hitting on 2s because the Disco Lord. Ooh, there's 3 1s there. But this is strength 8. I am toughness 4. You're wounding on 2s. You wound 4 times.
He's got 6 wounds, right?
AP minus 2.
Yep.
I'm in terrain. AP minus 1.
Come on.
He takes 2 wounds. He's still got 4 left.
The plan is a fail.
So there's going to be some charges here. Brother Captain Solgaris should be able to jump on that objective there. Let's see if you can go for a draw and wipe out these Terminators on this objective here. You don't need to shoot the Talon now with this guy because aircraft can't control objectives.
But because the plans fail, we're going to have to get rid of Garrows, otherwise you're going to get 2 and I'm going to get 1. Because there's very slim chance.
But if you kill all the
yeah,
Terminators...
That's if he makes his supercharge, which is not likely.
So, because that's an 11-inch charge, right?
Yeah.
And you've got 1 CP to reroll.
Exactly, I'm not feeling it.
So you're going to want to shoot this
So
way?
we're going to shoot Mr. Garrow again.
I would shoot the Terminators.
I will shoot Garrow.
You're going to shoot
I'm
Garrow?
going to shoot Garrow, yeah.
Okay,
How often do you get to shoot Garrow?
Okay, not very often.
So let's do it. 8 shots.
Yes.
Hit on 3s.
Yes. Only 4 hits.
4's all we need.
2s to wound.
3. Die. He's dead. He's very dead.
Right, then we had some guns over here firing down into the Terminators, and you killed one.
Somehow.
Now it's an 11-inch charge for your stand to get in there, and this is for the win.
Pretty much.
So good luck. And you've got 1 CP you can re-roll. And in 9th edition, re-roll both dice.
So we're living on a prayer really here.
We're halfway there.
Do you know what?
Living on a prayer.
Let's do it.
You fail the charge. However, if you kill these guys, it'll be a draw because I'm on 1 and you'll be on 1.
What we're going to do?
Unless you're...
We're going to charge that 1 Marine.
If he survives all these hits with the hammers,
Not even sure how far it is.
his objective secured.
Oh, there's the 12.
He definitely gets in. So right now you control 2 objectives. Well, 1 objective here, and I control this one over here.
Yeah.
1 each.
That one doesn't do anything for me though.
Well, do you want to see if you can kill a Terminator?
Sure.
Okay. Good luck. Death to the False Emperor. 2 more hits. Oh, he's angry. He hits 3 times. Forced to wound. He wounds once. Terminator save. He doesn't clip
That
one.
was a dream.
Can I hit you back just over here before we do the disco?
So in your errata, Terminators actually can't fight back now.
So 4s. I've got more attacks than this. I'm just doing these because at strength 8, I'm wounding on 2s and it's AP -4 because the assault doctrine is in effect. So he gets crushed into oblivion. I definitely control that objective, but good effort.
Good effort. Yeah.
Good effort.
You made the charge.
Now it's Disco Lord and Satan hitting these 2 guys over here.
So I'll do the side thing so I remember what he does.
Okay, 6 attacks,
6
2s,
attacks. 2s, everything hits.
and 2s. Many wounds.
CP 4, 5.
That is 24 damage. The Land Raider goes kaboom. No, it doesn't go kaboom.
No. Right.
So I'm on that objective. You're on this objective. If you kill the scouts, you win. It's a draw. If I pass every single save, I win.
These guys did beat a Chaos Lord up.
I just need to pass all my saves.
Set on 2s.
This is the Reaper. You got Death of the False Emperor. That's a Reaper Chain
We
Glaive.
did, yeah.
Okay, 4 hits.
We did on 2s.
2 wounds. 2 6-up saves. There's 1 scout left.
Okay, so then he gets 2 with his Mechadendrites.
Yes.
Both hit.
Yes.
Both wound.
AP.
It'd be nothing.
The scout dies. And there's nothing I can do to take that objective back. Oh, there might be.
What?
There might be.
What are you going to do?
Say I shot a Storm Talon at him in turn 5
that'd work.
and blew him up and then win this game as regards to Space Marines turn 5. The Storm Talon hits the air brakes, pitches through the skies. This is to win the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
2 Typhoon missile launchers into your Lord Discordant on 2s. And I got 1 command point, which I got back this turn. So they both hit. Strength 8, toughness 6. They both wound, -2, so 2 4-up saves. He's made every single save so far.
Fails 1.
Fails 1. 6 wound left. A 1 in 6 chance.
Do or die.
And the Lord Discordant lives. We control an objective each, and this is the way the world ends. So in the end, both forces were trying to break through each other's lines. The 13th didn't do enough to stop these Daemon engines. They're going to start prowling off and destroying some of the PDF and some of the guard who are a couple of miles to the north. Meanwhile, over to the south, the Daemon engines have given up their position and so have allowed the first company to run inside the installation over here. It's a draw. Both of us do not manage to achieve our primary objectives, but both of us also managed to achieve our primary objectives. It went kind of both ways in the end. I like the fact that it comes down to the last dice roll here or there. These Catan Ravagers, they're mean, sir.
Yeah, they're horrifying, as it turns out, but they can't shoot very well.
They can't shoot very well, but they hit like an absolute freight train.
Yeah,
and when you've got 3 of them hitting like a freight train, they're rather scary.
It's like freight trains covered in bits of dynamite.
I was able to deal with one of them before you took out all my las cannons. I knew I could probably do one. But taking out 2 of them, and then the assault round here I didn't make very many 3-up invulnerable saves.
Carousel over there kind of made the difference in the game because he weathered so much firepower.
If he had died, you'd have had one dude here, one dude. Yeah, if he won the game for you. Lord Discordant.
The Lord Discordant carried this on his back.
Yeah.
Unlike a certain someone.
Dave didn't do very well.
No, Dave did bugger all.
And the Demon Prince, as soon as one of the Storm Talons started firing down at him, he just disappeared back to unreality one more time as well.
Yeah, just
it didn't.
Back to the ephemeral sea,
yeah.
His revenge. He'll be back.
He'll be back. He'll be summoned again one more time. However, losing brother Captain Solgaro, he was dropped as a casualty and would drag himself off to one side. He's trying to perhaps plant a teleport beacon down there to let more First Company in, but failed in his task. Splitting him up was always going to be a risk, but it was about trying to score these objectives. That's where the game turned. It's all about the objectives, not just about killing each other. Anyway, it was an interesting battlefield to fight on as well with this terrain, I think. But all in all, a pretty good game.
Excellent game. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I think it's one of the last hurrahs. I think this is the last time I'm going to be using Space Marines before the new codex changes. I'm not sure. I might have one later in the month. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. So anyway, we'll ramp it up. GameMat.eu for the mat and for the yellow stuff and the pipes. Foregroundpublishing.co.uk for this awesome modular magnetized terrain here everywhere. This is Red Dragon Gaming. This is Crom. I've been Winters. Happy wargaming.